Today we're covering 5 anti-inflammatory snacks. If you're a snacker, you like snacks, the kiddos, the family, mom or dad, this stuff's always in our house and they keep inflammation down in your body. Worst thing about snacking, you eat the foods, the sugars, the candies, the chips, the breads, the crackers, it's causing inflammation inside of your system. So whether you follow an anti-inflammatory meal plan or not, still very wise choices we're going to be covering for you today. So let me break this down, though, because a lot of people dealing with 50 million Americans, autoimmune-related conditions. So it can be anything from digestive system issues to thyroid issues to lupuses and different type of arthritises, achy joints and pains, all the itises. So a lot of people dealing with them, body's literally attacking itself. And we can either add to that fire where the body's burning itself up or decrease it, put water on it. I mean, literally, yes, put water, but also the foods that we're eating. So they're caused typically because of our overuse of medications, damaging the gut, NSAIDs, eating and poking holes into the gut, the stresses that we're under, the infections we come across with the foods that we eat. I mean, there is a lot of bacteria that comes along with that, even parasites that come along with that, viruses. We don't have to talk too much about that. We get it. All the lifestyle choices, and there is some genetic factors to it, but I never play that card because you can't really do anything necessarily about that. But every condition on the planet, genetic or not,
you can build health.
Yeah, we can make better choices with it. So there are ingredients in foods that trigger this inflammatory response. So you might not correlate them directly. I over correlate this. You're like, oh yeah, it's good because I'm just doing this at home all the time. Where I'm like, must have been that I ate yesterday, and she's like, it's all just can't it just be inflammation? I'm like, no, you create it, right? I take this to the extreme. I get living with Dr. Livingood, right? God bless you. But it creates an immune reaction. So there is an anti-inflammatory eating plan, anti-inflammatory diet. If you need to know more about this, below there is a link to the book that gives you a food list for this. And then when you make recipes, the beautiful thing I love about this, I haven't really seen this before, where you make it and it's like, oh, well, here's how I could make that lower carbohydrate. Here's, if you were a vegetarian, if I can make it into more of a vegetarian or vegan option, this is what I would do. And then you also take it and say, okay, we could go this route to go if you wanted to focus on anti-inflammatory. So to do that, you got to eliminate the foods that are triggering the response, obviously, inside of the system, and then replace those foods with nutrient-dense ones that are lowering inflammation. What?
Nothing. I'm here for you. I want to know the foods.
I know. So we want to focus on including foods into there. We're cutting down on foods like dairy. We're cutting down even on nuts and seeds sometimes because those can irritate people's guts. We want to put in gut-producing food, gut-nourishing food like fermented foods, like probiotics, like healthy oils. We want to watch out for alcohol. That's going to take us the opposite direction. We want to look out for rancid oils, soybeans, and vegetables. You're going to want to be watching out for food additives is a big thing we're cutting out. So a lot of snacks are getting you in trouble with these. Bad oils, bad additives, processed sugars.
Not many snacks in a bag or
so
a
then it
box.
gets tough, right? Because you want a snack and then you're like, what the heck can I eat? And I got a craving. What do I turn to? We're going to show you in a moment. So cut the dairy down, cut the gluten down, medications, NSAIDs especially, aspirin, Motrin, ibuprofen, those things got to go. You can get more info on that below as far as how do you really put together an anti-inflammatory eating plan. Regardless if you're on that plan or not, here are 5 recipes from the delicious recipe book. And actually, I'm going to put these below so you can have these. I'll give you direct links to this. You don't actually have to get the book to make these that are in our kitchen all the time from the beautiful Nurse Livingood. Let's go. Pick one.
I mean, right here.
Look at that. Start with the colorful one.
This is... Whether you put a smoothie in a bowl or you drink it out of a cup, I think it's the same concept. But for as far as a meal, if you wanted to make a meal out of it, smoothie bowls you can make so many different flavors. You can make chocolate ones, you can make berry ones, you can make
more superfood based.
Citrus ones.
Fruit based, yep. Citrus fruit based, berry fruit based.
Almond butter.
Yep. So you can really get creative anything you do with a smoothie, but it's just a concept most people have never really tried. You got to try it.
Yeah, and all you do is make a smoothie, but make it thicker. So you could, like I said, if you want it for breakfast and you'd rather drink it, you can, or if you want to eat it out of a bowl, you can.
It's just a different experience when you eat it out of a bowl.
It's more of a meal. And and then you actually chew your food and whatnot.
The toppers are what's fun.
Toppers are what's fun, exactly. The topping is You can do shredded coconut. You throw on chia seeds, flax seeds. Those are easy. Throw on a bunch of berries.
Mega
Throw on
anti-inflammatory.
some gluten-free granolas. Throw on some
You can really sneak in.
Lily's chocolate chips a little bit.
I mean, all this stuff anti-inflammatory. You want to watch out for the chocolate if you do have a sensitivity to the chocolate bean itself. Some people are sensitive maybe to the coffee bean or to for inflammatory reasons. So, and then you would want to watch out if you do add coconut. If you do have a sensitivity to nuts, that can create inflammation in some people. But you learn what you can and can't tolerate. The flax seeds, the chia seeds. If you are sensitive, you have maybe a Crohn's or irritable bowel syndrome, and you are sensitive to the seeds, and you won't go that route. But again, you got the fruits.
Usually just throw on some berries and call her good.
Very anti-inflammatory. Try a smoothie bowl. If you've tried one in the past, comment below what you think about it. But let's go to number 2.
I like to get creative with those and fun.
Those are fun. And the kids love them. Really easy to do. And they like to make their own toppings. And it's sort of an event.
The kids absolutely love these. We make them a few nights a week. And the reason why they love them, honestly, is because the first time I ever made them, I said, this is almost like ice cream. And ever since then, I think they believed me.
I got raspberry seeds in my teeth. Next up.
Hummus. Super easy to make, super simple.
And it really makes a big batch. I mean, this is like wore down now from our family just constantly grazing on this, but it is a big batch when you make it.
I mean,
if you do a full can or 2 cans,
we usually double it. We do 2 cans usually.
That recipe's there for them.
That's right.
I'm going to push you along. I know that's not what this one is. This is more of the roasted red pepper version. You can do the regular.
Regular, simple. Sea salt.
Or like the beet root.
The roots.
Beet side of things. Purple foods. So anti-inflammatory, loaded with nutrients, really good for your blood pressure. I would encourage you to get yourself some canned beets and try it.
It is a good one. It's a good flavor. But the kids
we'll put that one below for you. But so simple. The main things here, oils.
So oil is.
It's so hard to buy.
Olive oil in here because I'm not cooking it. So I've used olive oil in here. Garbanzo beans.
The ones you buy oftentimes, it's canola, it's soybean. So this is where you can control the oil yourself.
Yes. To buy a hummus in the store, you're rarely going to find one without some type of at least canola mix or blend.
Rancid, pro-inflammatory. When we want to go anti-inflammatory, olive is fantastic.
Yep.
So make your own hummus. Now, what do you dip? How do you get it out of there? Spoon? If you're children, yes.
A big bowl of vegetables that are already pre-cut so that you grab both of them fast.
And you stay away from the chips when the veggies are right there. You don't even think about them. You don't even go there. You just pull out the big old container of veggies and it's always cut up, always there for you. You constantly keep that thing full.
Yep. And then the kids, if I keep that out, if I could put a bowl of hummus and their veggies out, they'll graze on that.
They'll eat it. Barry will eat it. He'll eat it. Next, what do we got?
All right.
Along the dip line. Should we keep going dipping?
Keep going.
Oh, your guacamole is crazy good.
I mean, I don't know if it's just my...
What are the keys, though, to making really good guacamole? Couple ingredients and the amounts you put in there. What's going to be the key to make it
If I were to say my key, lots of cilantro, lime, and garlic.
And the garlic?
I think so.
I like adding the red onions in as long as they're finely chopped. If you can finely chop them, you're going to get quercetin with those. You're going to get the extra anti-inflammatory effect and the antioxidants if you can put fresh onion in. Very good.
You do love that.
Raw. Yep. Cilantro, really good for detoxifying, especially heavy metals out of your body and potentially medication. So very anti-inflammatory. Love that. This is loaded with good fats.
Right.
I mean, yes. And you just got to be careful because you got to eat it relatively quickly. I mean, even if you were going to eat a chip, this is what I would prefer you putting on it.
For sure. At least you're having something good.
Like you're loading up the fats. You're counteracting the nutrients, like that would be the route to go. That looks fantastic.
Or like a clean cracker or something. But we will eat this with vegetables as well.
And that little bit of that little garlic powder on there. To taste, you overdo it, you kill it, but just adding a little bit.
The good thing is you can do it to flavor. You can add more lime juice or add more powder.
And that lime, too. I mean, the extra nutrients of lime. I mean, so many good fresh foods in that thing. I'm probably making you hungry. That's good. That recipe's below. Next. What do we got?
All right, we'll go.
Oh. I got to try one of these.
There's two
kale chips.
There's 2 flavors in here. Parmesan garlic and just sea salt.
Wow. You just got those out of the oven.
I did. Super simple
Have
again.
you tried... Comment below if you've ever tried kale chips. Kale chips. If you've ever tried them. No, I never tried kale chips.
The funny thing is I don't love them out of a bag. And I don't know why. I don't know if there's too much flavor and I'm used to not.
They really have to, you got to keep them that way too. They really have to crispen them up. They have to add some things to it.
Yes.
Stuff this is just kale in a convention.
I put some oil, some avocado oil, rub some avocado oil, sprinkle some sea salt. I put it in a bag or a bowl and I just mix it all up.
Oh gosh. I can't believe they're crispy. I wasn't trying to be obnoxious. They're still chippy.
Yes.
Those you like that crunch.
Yes. You could eat. So this was a half a bag of kale. I just did a bag of kale this time. And it was a big bag and half makes.
Now you're not going to be able to take that and then dip it in the hummus. It's going to fall apart.
This is more like if you're the person that likes to just go like this while you're watching a show. Mm-hmm. This is going to be for you.
Salt on there. It absorbs the salt.
So flavorful.
So it's really salty, chippy.
So good. 300 degrees. You don't even have to preheat your oven. Oil it, sea salt it, or whatever flavor you want. You can put cheesy type
Parmesan.
of Parmesan.
Nutritional yeast would be good on this.
For the cheese flavor.
Cheesy.
You can put cayenne if you like them spicy. You can do whatever flavor you want. 300 degrees for about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And then let it, the key for me, what I have found, is I open the oven when I see that it's crisping and I turn off the temperature and I just let it sit till they're cool. 300 degrees, good. 15 minutes, done.
They have scores sometimes in the grocery store. It's an Andy score that shows you the highest amount of antioxidants and nutrients I should focus on for the Andy score. Kale is always at the top of the list. Incredibly nutritious of all the benefits that it gives you, from antioxidants to vitamins. And then when you cook them like this, because of the roughage with it, it's going to release some of the minerals that are also involved in kale as well. When you heat it up, it breaks down a little bit of that fiber, but these aren't overcooked, and you're still getting a ton of maintaining those vitamins and those nutrients as well. So very anti-inflammatory, excellent choice.
And if you don't use it fast enough, the kale itself, then you can throw a little in your smoothie bowls or smoothie mixes, just a little tiny handful.
Only time I wouldn't go this route is if you had a significant skin issue, like an eczema going on. Sometimes kale can actually flare that just a touch. So it's always perfect for everybody. That would be one condition I would back off of kale and spinach for a little bit, just to see if you're irritated. And all you have to do is eliminate from your diet for a little while. Then try it to see. Most are going to do very well with this from an anti-inflammatory standpoint, but want to throw that in there. And the final. These are so simple. This is 3 times a week in our house.
Gosh.
I mean, I just get tired of seeing them.
You do not. Sweet potato fries in our house are a must. Yes. And again, super simple. Now, you're not going to get a crispy fry necessarily like you would, but I actually challenge you, if you can be patient with an oven, if you're going to go oven, if you can be patient with the temperature and stirring, you actually will get there. It's those of you that are too rushed for it, that you get soggy ones, or an air fryer. We have an air fryer on our toaster oven, and I just put these in there, and they're crispy enough. And the kids love them, absolutely love them.
So air fryers, okay. I love it in the toaster oven to have it do it that way, as opposed to buying one, because a lot of times you're using plastic liners inside of it. We get that question all the time. Mm-hmm. But then you can put some sea salt on these. These aren't going to be as low carb friendly. Okay, so if your goal is, I got to get my blood sugar under control, my triglycerides, my cholesterol, my diabetes, I need to lose weight, this isn't what I would start with. Very nutritious, B vitamins, B12, like them for that, vitamin A. However, I wouldn't start with this if you're trying to reach those goals first. You can get to them later on down the road as a snack. You got 4 other options there that are way ahead of it, but they are anti-inflammatory, and they'd be great options for the kids instead of regular potatoes, because you're just getting way better nutrient content and less of the sugars. Yes.
Tip, you cannot buy a sweet potato fry. I have yet to find a sweet potato frozen fry that you can throw in the oven quickly that does not have a rancid oil on them. So unfortunately, if you want sweet potato fries to be healthy,
you're saying buy the actual one.
You have to make them.
Chop it up, peel it, chop it up, have it that way. So these are easy snacks that you can make. Try those kale chips. Yes, to have your commitment, you got to try that out. Fantastic. I'm gonna put all the recipes below for you. And if overall you're struggling with inflammation, the key is to reset your gut. And that's what gets broken down because of all those stressors and bad foods that we eat. So if you've never really understood how to go through resetting your gut, check out this video right here. I also put a training and a guide with it that's going to help you really understand it. Go to that one.